Recording is on.
Okay, so just for everyone's benefit, we record these meetings, and I usually post it in the Region Captain Comms channel so that anybody who missed it can watch the meeting later. And also, Dale Parrish has asked me to post these in the executive group on Slack, so he likes to watch and see what we're doing. So don't say anything bad about him tonight. This is
that
relatively
executive?
new.
Is that executive overreach?
It might be. So if you want to make a complaint, you just do it here and just say, "Oh, I forgot Dale's going to watch this." So anyway, welcome everyone to the call, and I've got a few things to go over, and then I'm just going to kind of turn it over to you guys and let me know, what's upcoming and ongoing in your regions. So the first thing is that for recruiting purposes in some of the regions around the state, Dale Tipton and I have kind of divided them up for recruiting purposes. He's going to be working primarily in regions 1, 4, 11, and 13. I'm going to be working in 2, 3, 6, and 14. And that leaves Vicky will be in region, continue in region 5, Cheryl 7, Larry 8. Thomas, I'm going to give you 9 and 12. I'm going to work 6, but you can continue in 9 and 12. And Mike Boss is going to do just 10 for now. Mike had been doing 13 and 14, but he has a sister who moved to France after college, and she is back here for, I don't know, like a month or so this summer. And so he's going to be spending time with her and her husband and also ferrying them around a bit too. So we're going to take 13 and 14 and work those between Dale and I for the time being. And so that's kind of where we are in terms of recruiting. There is a text message that National created that they've had a lot of success in some other states. We've used it some here without a great deal of success. But if you are interested in texting everybody that you can text in your region, or if you want to target some house districts, you could just target particular house districts, send this text message out. And what it does, it invites a person to apply to be a district captain, and it has the link embedded in there so they can click that link and apply right directly from their phone without, going to their computer or anything. So we've kind of come to an agreement that we should not use the text blast more frequently than once per month. So if you want to do recruiting, just kind of keep tabs, and I wouldn't send it out more than once a month. We usually, when we send a big text blast, we'll have 1 or 2 people that will say, unsubscribe from text messages. And so we want to make sure we don't overuse it. So anyway, region captains, anything you want to report on that's upcoming, I'm going to mention for Vicky Mooring's not here tonight. She is working, or they probably have wrapped up by now, the county fair down in Wells County Fair in Bluffton. I was down there and helped out a bit on Saturday. Yesterday was kind of a rain out down there, but she and I think a couple volunteers are down there today. So she will have to just watch the recording. And I checked with Richard Loken, and I think I've told you guys he's working a lot of extra hours because of the situation in their post office, and he's still at work tonight at this hour, so he won't be joining us either. Dale, do you have any things you want to talk about for the regions you're covering?
No, I mean, I've just hit Region 4, and we just sent out another one that was released today for the empty spots in Region 1, concerning the text blast that you just discussed. Other than that, I've got a list of, just so everybody's aware, I've got a list of 100, I think it was started out at 156 people who are either district captains or volunteers throughout the state, and I'm starting to call all those folks, asking for feedback about their involvement with Convention of States, training, what they liked, just any kind of feedback that they wanted to give me. I've got through about 30 people so far, and I've had some positive results from it. Obviously, especially for volunteer activists, they didn't really have any significant training whenever they came on. A lot of people were being mentored, or it was kind of like on the job training. And so this menu for volunteer activist worksheet that we've been using over the past several months, a lot of people have not even seen that. So if they haven't, I'm sending it out to them to kind of get them, I guess, reinvigorated and encourage them to get back into COSU. And we'll see what happens. But I commented in an earlier, I think, Gary, I maybe sent a Slack message out to you and Dale. If you look at that report that comes out, that legislative thing that comes out that details the activities across the state that comes through the COS Action app, there's some pretty nice stuff that's coming out of the volunteers. And although we haven't really plotted that before, I'm wondering if that would be worth paying attention to, so that whenever we have state calls and things, that those people can be recognized and we can get them a little bit more involved.
I think that's a good idea.
Thinking out loud.
So, Dale, are you doing all of the volunteer activists around the state? You're not limiting yourself to one region or anything, is that right?
All of them.
Okay, good. Our volunteer activists are kind of an underutilized resource, so I'm hoping we can get more of them active and involved. One of them helped helped Vicky with the fair down in Bluffton on Sunday, so that was good. Something you might all do is pull out your phone and go to the COS Action app. And if you'd like to file a report today indicating that you've attended the region captain call.
Yeah.
Already done.
Good for you.
Yeah, Gary, I just wanted to make the region captains just aware of what I was doing in case they're browsing through their people and they see a contact from me, they'll know what it's about. And I'm putting notes in the LMT for everybody that I talk to.
Okay, good. Anything else?
Dale, Gary, where do you get this text message boilerplate?
I can send it to you, and then you use it to do a text blast. You want me to send it to you?
Yeah, I'll pass it on. I don't do text blast, but
well,
I've got
it originates within Citizen Builders. You don't even have to use your phone for it at all.
Okay.
But Citizen Builder will send out the text blast to people in your region.
Okay.
Okay.
If you could send that to me too, I would appreciate it. Maybe you already did. I don't know.
I will send it to both of you.
Okay.
moving around other regions. Susan, you have anything you want to talk about or questions to ask?
Well, Dale left me a very nice region, so I think that I can pick up where he left off. Perhaps not fill his shoes right yet, but I'm working on it. Dale and I are going to meet later this week, and I'm still getting through the job description of sorts, and have a few questions on responsibilities, and I should be up and running very soon.
Okay, good. Cheryl, do you have anything, questions or upcoming events or going on in your region?
We have a meeting Thursday, and Dale, Cheryl Fry that you talked to me about, she's planning to come to the meeting, and she has signed the agreement now. So
Good.
yeah. I don't think I have anything else, or still working
that was
still
another
working.
thing, Gary, as I was going through there, if they had not signed the volunteer agreement, I was sending out another email that had that attached just to try to prompt them. I run into a few of those.
Okay, good. Yeah, if they are, if they've been assigned, they should have signed that. But if they haven't, yeah, we want to get that. And
Yeah, that's not always the case.
yeah. Cheryl, you've got a meeting. You invited the folks in your region. Is that right?
Yes. Two of my district captains come very faithfully, Dave and John. And he drives from Perrysville to Clay City. So kudos to him. And then I have some new people that are planning to come this time too. If everybody came that has been to our meeting, I know we'd have over 100 people.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it really is. We have new people every month that figure out, maybe I better go to this meeting. And then after they've been there and we've all had our discussion, they're like, well, see you next month. Of course, they don't always make it, but you know what I mean?
Sure.
Where do you meet?
We meet at a church in Clay City, a fellowship hall. I want to get another meeting going in Terre Haute, and I'm working with the guys from Top Guns in Terre Haute. They've had to back off for a few weeks because of different things. And so hopefully once they get their store situation taken care of, we'll actually have a meeting there. At the very least, we're going to do a Facebook Live from there. He said we could reach more people doing that. So anyway.
That's an interesting idea to basically broadcast the meeting also through Facebook Live.
Well, he reaches thousands of people from his store. He does Facebook Lives all the time.
Oh,
so
really?
He said, I might get 30 people there at a physical count for a meeting at the store. He goes, but we can reach more people doing the Facebook Live. So I'm pretty excited about that.
That sounds really cool. Let me know how that goes. I'd be interested.
Oh, I will. It's probably going to be like 2 or 3 weeks before they get everything lined out where we can get back together. So
yeah. Okay. LW, how's it going?
Fair to middling.
Have you ever had luck getting in touch with Rich Jeffries?
Well, we've lost 2 meetings that the last couple of weeks, and I've been trying to get a hold of him today. In fact, I guess you could say I've had trouble.
Why don't you go ahead and make a note in the LMT, and I'm thinking we should go ahead and just reject him for the time being. If he gets back to you and he wants to get on board and, become involved, we can pursue it at that time. But for time being, we might as well reject him, I think.
Hey, Dale, I have a question for you. Do you remember the guy that was on the LNT It actually said he was in District 62, which is not my district, but I didn't know if with all the changes after the election, if he would ultimately be in my district. His name's Tony Porter, because he disappeared off the LMT, and I had a hard time finding him.
Yeah, he hit me back, and he's one that I send a volunteer agreement to.
Okay.
And he said he agreed with most of it, but not all of it, and declined to sign it.
Oh,
So I rejected him.
gotcha. Well, that's too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. He didn't say specifically what clause it was, but he said, no, I just can't sign this. So,
Wow.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
I
think
won't worry about him then.
forget Tony.
Yeah. He did text me back though and said that he was willing to write, the legislators after the election. So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, there's not really anything disagreeable on that document at all. So it's hard to figure, but who knows?
Yeah, people can read things into things without, too much trouble, especially these days.
Yeah. Maybe he's got a cousin that's a lawyer or something,
Yeah, that's dangerous, isn't it?
You can, people like that, sometimes they will hand out flyers and talk to people about COS, but we can't give them access to Slack or Citizen Bill or anything like that if they haven't signed the volunteer agreement. So, but they can still, come to meetings. They can still do other things, but they're kind of on the outside looking in as far as our using any of our tools. Larry, I wanted to let you know that I have assigned Tyler Engelmeyer as a district captain. So if you want to take him off the training guide, and there's a tab, or there used to be a tab of all the graduates, just make note that he's on there as a graduate now. And anybody else have any updates on things, people on the training sheet?
I got a hold of Sean Falls. I told you he had bought a house, and I texted him last week, and he responded, and he said, I'm ready to take on that role. So I texted him back and asked him if we could schedule a meeting, time to talk, and I haven't heard from him since. So I don't know. He's just hard to get a hold of, I guess.
Yeah, he has been. Larry, I noticed Ryan White is still on there. And since he was an applicant to be a Veterans Coalition team member, you can take him off because Dale decided we want to just have this particular spreadsheet for district captains.
Okay. Who's the other person?
Ryan White, and then the guy that we've assigned is Tyler Engelmeyer.
Okay. Are there any details that is he on there or no? I don't know.
Tyler's on there. Well, both of them are on the sheet, on the training sheet.
Okay.
What about David Southard? What's with him nowadays?
Well, he hit both of his sons have had serious surgeries in the last several weeks. In fact, one son was in surgery on Friday. He comes to the meetings faithfully though. And we spent like 3 hours working on different things. I showed him how to do things. Of course, we talked about other stuff too, but he's worked through the training. He's just not finished, and I really don't know why.
Okay.
Because he knew what his next step was, and I think because of all the health issues with their two sons, he's just struggled.
Okay.
But he's still hanging on, and he'll be at the meeting Thursday.
Okay, that sounds good. And Teresa, should we unassign her, or what's with her?
Yeah, she's not responding to me. I texted her about a month ago and asked her, Same thing. I just don't get a response.
Okay.
So I would probably, I mean, I think she only had a couple videos left too, right?
She doesn't show that she's done any of the training, but it could be that she's done some. She just hasn't marked it on the sheet. Because I thought that you had indicated to me that she was doing some of it.
She was, and I don't know what happened. Let me look at my text. Yeah, she was supposed to, the next video she was supposed to watch was COS 300.
Okay.
So she had done some of it. And I think that is indicated in COS University. She must have just not posted it on there.
Okay.
I'll go
You
and see if
can,
I can find that. I'll go and see if I can put it on there, so at least that much is done. But I don't know. She responded to me June 14th, and then I waited until July 11th and texted her again. No response.
Okay.
And I haven't gotten any response out of Stacy Camp either. And I think she only has one video left to watch.
Yeah, she was pretty
I
far
haven't heard
along.
doing anything. So.
All right. And Larry, have you had any more contact with Scott Edwards?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Just talk. We're going to meet this week. He's been, I guess, on vacation. I thought it was a business trip, but it's actually vacation in South America, and just got back Sunday. And we're going to meet sometime this week. We haven't nailed it down.
Okay, good. Because it looks like he's getting, he's pretty far along in the training. If he's got the rest of it done, we could go ahead and get him assigned.
Yeah, he's just a busy fellow. Both he and his wife are professionals, and he kind of, I don't know, he works in spurts. He travels a lot business wise, so he'll be here for a week and then he'll be gone for a week, maybe 2 weeks. But he's very aggressive.
Okay.
Very knowledgeable.
Good. And Thomas, what's coming along with Patrick Mastery?
What you see. I just shake my head about it. Yes, I'm going to get to it. I know that Mr. Tipton likes Mr. Mastery. I like Mr. Mastery, but I believe he should be doing the coursework, because I'm inquiring other DCs to do coursework. If he can't do it, then I should treat him like everybody else that isn't doing.
Okay.
Now, I do have 2 DCs team, Stephen Perrin and Daryl Boggs.
Yeah.
That probably be DCs before the end of the week. I know Steve's almost done with his training.
They're smoking right through it.
Yeah. So and he was traveling when he was doing it, so I just like to have that. Be nice to have, they're in that position, which Steve is in the southern portion of the old 68. Doug is in the upper portion of the old 68. So when the new maps come out or energize, Doug will be in 55 and Steve will be in 68 by himself.
Okay.
Yeah, Thomas, just so you're aware, Mr. Boggs, he hit me with a whole bunch of different texts, and I kind of slowed him down a little bit and referred him back to his training. I was hoping I didn't derail him, but he was throwing out every conceivable idea on how you could recruit on a college campus. And I told him that was all great and it was good ideas, but he needed to focus on his training first.
I told him that too. Oh, did I put him in your in your ballpark? Yeah, because I contacted a person that said that's no longer doing that. Mr. Phillips, and he says he said you get hold of Dale Tipton. He's the one that's responsible for what is it, Young Americans for Cause. And
Oh,
this is what I was directing him. If you're this age, that we have an age split somewhere. I don't know exactly the age split. I didn't where they become part of cause, or they still in the Young Americans.
well, they're all part of cause, but we're trying to recruit people in that under 30 category and figure
That's
that if
what
they can
Mr. Boggs is. He's 26.
really, okay, maybe we can build a group or he can, you know, help along a group of people that age because I think he can connect with them better than I can.
Yeah,
That's
well,
what
you
I'm,
know how these old folks are. They all grumpy and all that.
nobody here, but other people. Yes, I understand.
Other people are grumpy, but
Okay. Well, appreciate the updates from everybody. Anything else anybody has to report? Questions, comments, discussion?
I've got, since you guys were talking about volunteer activists, I got to mention this one who took, unfortunately, she took Sheriff Parker. She took the bull by the horns and she got involved with the Abraham Lincoln Freedom Festival. I was directing her through text messages because she doesn't do technology and she's not trained in any way. And this is one of the things I was brought up, I guess, last week. And how do we get people like that trained unless we print out the website or do something so that they can actually what I was going to say, hey, why don't we just send her something she can plug in her phone? If she's got a phone, let me put it that way, her daughter bought it for her so she can contact her. So,
Hey, Thomas, I suggest that you type out the pocket guide into a text message and send it to her.
do what? What? I didn't quite hear that.
You don't want to.
Type out what?
No.
No, just repeat it. I want to hear what was funny.
He said type out the pocket guide and
Oh,
send
you
it
did
to her in a text message.
Oh, I wasn't going to do that.
Nobody's
I was going to take all them documents, print them out, put them in a notebook, and send the notebook to her.
That'd work.
What was her name again, Thomas?
Cheryl Parker.
Okay, and is she the gal that got all the petitions that were like barely
Yeah,
wasn't signed? Okay.
yeah. I text her the other.
Okay.
Yeah, I texted her yesterday and said, I got this problem with this batch of petitions. Not all that information is there.
Yeah. What house district does she live in?
She lives in 74.
74?
That's Fran Farmers. Now let's review Fran Farmer here. She's the DC.
Okay.
But she was out of state, I guess, for a month during all this, and for about a week after that, because her mother was getting ready to check off the planet, and she did.
Oh, is that right?
Okay. So, yeah, Fran's back, and I told Cheryl that make sure that Fran gets all the leftover materials that I had sent. I was required to send her. I don't know. She says she got 2 banners, but they must have arrived late because there was no banners there on those pictures I sent out.
Yeah. Just so you know, when Vicki Mooring applied, for the payment for the for the fair booth down in Wells County, they sent her. I think she requested. They sent her 2 banners to use to march in the parade. So, if you apply for an event, you can request some of those materials, and maybe we can get more banners and whatnot to have available around the state. So, well, I will. We may want to touch base. I'll touch base with Fran, and sounds like Cheryl is in serious need of some more training, huh?
Yeah, she
Okay.
needs more training, but they were only her and Kimberly Holloway was the 2 volunteers that Fran was talking to the day she left.
Okay.
But Kimberly was supposed to go down and help out, but Kimberly's family got sick, so that knocked that out.
Okay.
Oh, these old people getting sick. I just
Don't we tell them when we recruit them that's not permitted? Okay. Well, I have. I'm going to stop the recording so you can, if you have any other comments you want to make off the record, you can